I graduated from Haas invigorated by all of the changes I saw happening around me in the energy industry and wanting to help find solutions to the challenges these changes present. For someone like me, there's no better time to be in the energy industry. There have been more changes in this industry in the past 10 years than there have been in the previous several decades. And California utilities are sitting right at the center of it. PG&E in particular is at the forefront of these changes. We're the largest utility in California, and we serve 1 in 20 Americans. So what are some of these big changes? And what might they imply for the future? Well, today I want to tell you about 3 ways that the grid of the future will be different than today, and some of the implications for our industry. The first is one that most of you have probably heard about, which is that our grid will have much higher renewables and much lower greenhouse gas emissions than ever before in history. For context, today, PG&E's electricity mix is already about 30% renewable, and we're nearly 60% greenhouse gas emission free. In just 5 years, we're forecasting that we'll be at 33% renewable, and roughly 3/4 of our electricity will be greenhouse gas free. California is pushing the bar even higher. By 2030, Governor Brown recently signed into law a bill called SB 350, which pushes our renewable energy target to 50% by 2030. This is one of the highest renewable energy targets in the country and in the world. We're really excited to help California achieve this goal. I'm also excited to say that the benefits for the climate extend beyond just the electric sector, because in the future, the electric grid will increasingly be used as a transportation fuel. From a climate benefit perspective, this is really exciting, because the transportation sector is actually the #1 source of California's greenhouse gas emissions. The sector emits 40% of California's greenhouse gases, compared to just 20% from the electric sector today. And that's before we hit 50% renewables. So today, we have about 81,000 vehicles in our service territory. That's 1 in 5 electric vehicles in the country. And California has really ambitious plans for market growth. In just 10 years, California's Zero Emissions Vehicle Action Plan hopes to have 1.5 million electric vehicles on the road. That's 3 times the total number of electric vehicles that are in the country today. So that's ambitious plans for market growth, and PG&E wants to help. So we're proposing investments in charging infrastructure across our service territory. Why are we focusing on chargers? Well, the 2 primary barriers to electric vehicle adoption today are range anxiety and vehicle price. So we hope that by reducing one of those barriers, so eliminating the charging infrastructure problem, we can help boost adoption in our service territory and help fuel market growth. We're also exploring the potential grid benefits from electric vehicles in the future. We're piloting a demand response project with BMW that would help manage power demand on the grid using both storage systems from old electric vehicle batteries and also smart charging, which incentivizes vehicle owners to reduce their charging load at times of day that would be most beneficial for the grid. This project is an exciting example of how PG&E's grid will be changing in the future to help maximize benefits from the technologies that are connected to it. And that brings me to my 3rd point, which is that the grid in the future will no longer provide just energy, but it will be a platform to enable new energy products and to provide grid services. So let me explain what that means. We have a lot of customers today, but for a long time, they didn't think very much about their energy use. They just wanted their lights to turn on. But today, they still want their lights to turn on, but they also want more. They want automation, convenience, and choices over their energy. They want to reduce their carbon footprint, and they want to use new technologies to do this. For example, many of our customers want to better manage their monthly energy usage and their bill, And they're using new technologies, like our smart meters, to help them do this. We also have over 215,000 customers who've connected rooftop solar to our grid. That's 1 in 4 solar rooftops in the entire country. And we foresee that this growth will continue. It's really important to remember that for a really long time, over 100 years, the grid has remained pretty much the same. And it's functioned to bring power in one direction, from centralized generation to the customer. But today, with all these new technologies, like rooftop solar, distributed storage, customers are using our grid much differently. They're using it for two-way power flow. So for example, a rooftop solar customer is both importing energy from the grid at certain times of day, like on a cloudy day or at night, and they're also exporting excess power back to the grid. That is, over the course of a 24-hour period or over a month, their net energy usage might be 0, but they're still using our grid for its services, in this case, two-way power flow. So to help enable the new ways that customers are using our grid, PG&E is investing in a more modernized grid of the future. This grid will be an interconnected platform that connects technologies, enables energy products, and provides the grid services that our customers are asking us for, like two-way power flow, voltage and frequency control, and backup supply. So where does that leave us? To recap, enabling the grid of the future, we are going to have much higher renewables than we've ever had before, and much lower carbon emissions. We're going to be serving as a fuel for the transportation sector, and the climate benefits of that will be huge. Finally, our grid will be an interconnected platform that enables energy products and provides new grid services to our customers. So this is an exciting future, but it also presents an important challenge. So this will require a lot of near-term investment in the next 5 years, even though our 2030 goals are pretty far away. We also, at the same time, have to manage affordability for our customers. So we have long-term investments in things like grid infrastructure and long-term power contracts with renewables projects, but we also have to manage affordability. So we as an industry need to work together to achieve both of these objectives: a modern and greener grid that our customers can afford. And that's going to require being smart about which investments we make. It will also require examining our rate structures and our pricing models to make sure that those investments are sustainable over the long term. Addressing this challenge is critical to demonstrating to other states that a clean energy future is achievable, because they're watching us. And we know that California can't solve the climate change challenge alone. So finally, we don't have a lot of time to wait. The climate science tells us that by 2050, we have to reduce our emissions by 80%. So 2030 is only one step of the way there. Thank you.